Hello, my name is Alyssa Ardhya. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the IB Digital Squad at the University of Central Florida. I'm joined today by a special guest from Gartner. We're going to talk a little bit about the company and learn what the company considers important in the people they hire. So without further delay, I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Charles from Gartner.
Hi, thank you so much. Kamla Charles here. Really excited to share some information about Gartner, a little bit about myself, and of course, hopefully some really great information for UCF integrated business students so that they can come on over and be hired with us for full-time and internship roles.
Thank you for being here. So please tell us a little bit about your company and what is it that you do there?
Awesome. So Gartner is the world's leading research and advisory company. So pretty much we provide objective, actionable insight to executives and their teams. And we've been doing this for over 40 years. So one thing that I definitely love to point out with students is that we're a global organization. We have offices all over the world. So there are a lot of opportunities for growth and for professional development. Specifically, my role with Gartner, I am a university recruiter focusing on sales talent. So I recruit top talent for Gartner sales, and that can be for our internships, which are held every summer, as well as our full-time opportunities.
Okay, great. Let's start with this question. When you're looking at a prospective employee's resume, what are some specific skills that Gartner looks for in hiring candidates?
Sure. So I would say number one is definitely leadership skills, right? We're looking for candidates that can showcase just how they can take on responsibility, take on a challenge. We also look for customer service experience. So it's really important that a candidate can display on their resume, whether that's in the classroom or outside the classroom, how they've interacted with customers or clients. And then I would say the other top thing that we look for, of course, is some sort of sales experience. And that can be in the form of coursework, in the form of internships. Of course, if you have any professional opportunities as well, like part-time or full-time work.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What are some other things you look for when determining that an interview is warranted?
Yeah. So I would say just based on a candidate's resume, other things that we're looking for is just involvement on campus. So really being able to see, okay, how have you really expanded your skill set and your knowledge outside of the classroom. So that's definitely number one. And then I personally always look at that really at the top of the resume, that objective or professional summary to see any kind of skills or vocab that they're using that really showcase their interest and their passion in a client facing and a sales role.
Oh, yeah, and I assume that you're looking at resumes, but would you go to a platform like LinkedIn to find people with that skill or experience? And if so, how important is a LinkedIn profile in your hiring process?
Oh my goodness. So LinkedIn is very important. As a recruiter, I'm on LinkedIn every day, every single day, looking at profiles. So I would encourage those that are really wanting to stand out as top talent to focus in on the LinkedIn profile and really consider it like your digital portfolio or your digital resume. So any type of projects, any type of activities that you're doing, highlight it there on your LinkedIn profile. Of course, making sure that you have, a great headshot and even consider beefing up that headline to let recruiters know what you're looking for. So, are you a junior looking for internship experiences? Or are you a senior getting ready to graduate and looking for professional opportunities, full time opportunities? Really making sure that you detail that in the LinkedIn profile because recruiters are looking actively.
Wow, yeah, that's good to know. And how helpful is it for a job candidate's chances to get hired to have at least one internship on their resume?
Great question. So I would say it's helpful, but it's not make it or break it.
Hmm.
So the internship is definitely a good way for me as a recruiter to kind of know where your interests are in terms of your areas of exploration, the types of experiences that you've had. And it really showcases for me, especially if you are applying, let's say, to a full-time sales role and you have had like a marketing or a sales internship, that is a pathway that you've been really thoughtful about. But if you hadn't had the chance to do internships, it's okay as well. I would say really focus more so on those transferable experiences. So outside of the internship, maybe looking at classroom opportunities. Did you do any sales competitions? Are you even in clubs and orgs? Are you a part of that? Are you on the executive board for a fraternity or sorority? So really focusing more so on transferable experiences. And the internship is a plus, but not necessary.
Right. Do you take past unrelated job experience into account, things like restaurant work or retail?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I encourage students when you are highlighting, your part-time job, if it's in retail, if it's in the hospitality industry, really focusing on those actionable items or those results that you produced while in that role. So really showcasing some numbers, like if you had to be a trainer, how many people did you train and onboard? If you had to lead a shift, what were some of those responsibilities? Were you opening and closing the store? Those all tie back to those transferable skills, that leadership, that customer service, that perseverance that we're looking for.
Great. And beyond what's in our backgrounds, are there other things that students interested in working for Gartner can do to get their foot in the door?
There is so much you can do to get your foot in the door, and I'll just highlight a few. So, we talked about LinkedIn earlier.
Mhm.
I would say utilizing LinkedIn as a resource. So, making sure that you're reaching out to professionals that are potentially in roles that you want to be in,
Mhm.
and just say, hey, can I chat with you for a quick 15 minutes to get to know more about your professional pathway? Definitely connecting with individuals like me, recruiters
Mhm.
at Gartner, so that you can start to build your professional network. I know I post at least 2 or 3 times a week what's going on within Gartner, what are some opportunities or roles that we're really hiring heavily for. So that will help candidates to just really expand their reach. I'd also say join our talent community. So you can actually sign up to be a part of our talent community and get notifications when we have networking events, when we're having live webinar sessions to learn more about the organization. And then I think the last piece that I would encourage candidates to do in order to get their foot in the door with Gartner is to also consider the internship, right? So if you are a junior and you do have the opportunity to apply for the internship, I think it's a great way to get the inside scoop on our organization, our company culture, and specifically the role.
Great. That should help them get an interview then.
Yeah.
So, when a prospective employee does an interview there, is there anything you would recommend they do or not do to distinguish themselves in a good way?
Yeah, so I would encourage them to do their research and specifically, first and foremost, about Gartner, right? So make sure that when you're coming into the interview, you know who we are, what we do, the clients that we serve, and what makes us unique. And then also do your research about who you're actually interviewing with. Try to, ahead of time, look up that recruiter or look up that hiring manager, really get to know some quick facts so that you can build rapport and also kind of stand out to show that, hey, I've gone a little bit above and beyond before even getting to meet you. And then last but not least, I would say practice. Practice your interviewing skills. Make sure, with a friend or a family member, or maybe even in front of the mirror, make sure that you just practice your answers to some questions, specifically using the STAR method. At Gartner, in the interviewing process, we highlight behavioral based interview questions. So making sure that you know the STAR method, which stands for situation, task, action, and result, so that you're giving us a full, robust, and concise answer to your questions.
Great. And finally, do you know if your company has hired a UCF integrated business graduate in the past?
Oh my goodness, yes. Gartner has hired a lot of UCF integrated business students for internships as well as full-time roles. And we have had such a wonderful experience and partnership with UCF. It's been really long-standing. And so we are excited to continue the partnership and hire even more students.
Wow, that's great. And okay, that should conclude the interview. Thanks again for being here, Miss Charles.
Thank you so much.